Well, good morning. Hello. Hey, it's Becky from Power Tools with Thread. You're in our Stitchuation room. This is a Monday through Friday virtual stitching retreat where you hang out with me in here, follow me on my sewing journey, and I hope I can inspire you to put something under the needle. We're going to talk about inspiration today for sure. Good stuff. Hello, everybody in the chat. Y'all, my eyes are not working this morning, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to see chat comments or not. I got to kind of move these cords around here. Here come the dogs. They heard my opening and they know what that means. They know exactly what that means. All right. Everything's a hot mess here. Can y'all see? Look at that over there in the back. Oh my goodness. Hold on. We've got dogs dancing around, doing what they do. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. We've got lots of activity here. What are you guys doing? Well, come here so people can see you because you're cute dogs. You're just being a pisser this morning, aren't you, Dottie? Yes, there's your biscuit. And there's your little Dave biscuit. Such good girls. Yes, to be sitting so proper and polite. There you go. They use Keith as a home base, and they play NASCAR and run around the living room, around the table, and then, you know, land on him. And he looks like we own a cat. Come on, girls. We're going to go out. Come on. Excuse me, y'all. Let me get them out. Out you go. Come on. You know the drill, Goofy. There you go. Oh, poor Keith. He's getting beat up like crazy with the dogs. All right. I'm sorry to leave you staring at the floor. So there it is, the create room. Let me move this. Y'all, my room, one hot mess. So the guys from Thumbtack, they were fabulous. They were here yesterday. They got here about 10:45 in the morning, accommodating my doctor's appointment. And we're here until about, I don't know, almost 5:30. Oh, and these two guys, I've got pictures I'll show y'all, put this thing together. Am I making it worse? I want it so you can see this whole thing. Oh my goodness. This is called a create room, and I got it from High Country Quilts. Oh my goodness, up in he's in Colorado Springs. I don't know if am I making it worse? Can you see it at all? You can't see a thing. Let me move the camera too. So I know this is crazy, y'all, and I'm leaving tomorrow for Tempe because I'm teaching a snap-a-K class at Mulqueen Sewing. I just dropped my topper, and ain't no way I'm going to get this together. It's overwhelming. It is completely overwhelming. I'll be honest with you. I mean, you can imagine, right? So I'll just move this so you can see it. All right. I've just got things kind of willy-nilly right now. Let me get this quilt rack out of the way. Keith made that for me. I didn't buy it anywhere, y'all. So this whole thing closes up. See this? There's more. But wait, there's more. So it's got and it comes with all of these trays, all these clear plastic trays, which is nice. I need to zoom so you guys can see this. I can't read your comments, but yeah, look at all of that. My goodness, you've already had your two besties. Okay. All right. So let me zoom a little bit and see if I can show you what is all here. Yeah, that's a little. So it's not on wheels, which I thought about, and they said that they could, these guys said they could come in and put wheels on it. But I got to thinking about it because this is a nice drop down. I think there's a shelf that can go in here, and I think I am going to do that. I didn't yesterday because I considered moving my computer over here, but I don't know. I haven't made that decision yet. This is very IKEA-like. The pressboard melamine wood is very IKEA-like, but even they told me the hardware on this is superior to IKEA. But you still put it together with cams and pegs and all of that. And then this piece right here, I'll pull it out for y'all. Ooh. So this is a hydraulic sewing table. So these open up, right? And there's a button that you press here. and there's a hydraulic motor under there and makes that go up and down. I'm going to bring in my brother NQ 3700D Gypsy, my travel machine from the motorhome, and put her here. That's one thing I really miss. While we were traveling this summer, I just kind of left that machine in the motorhome. But I like to have my luminaire set up for single needle embroidery. And then I like to have the NQ 3700, which is a 6x10 machine. It's fabulous. That's my brother. I like to have that set up for a sewing machine. So it's really easy for me to just, if I'm going to franken bat, or put anything together, anything I need to do, put a button on, anything. I mean, Lord forbid, I have to sit down and actually change a foot on the luminaire, right? Because I'm lazy. But my other machine is a straight stitch. So I want something that zigzags and easy. I just have to switch machines. So anyway, but I'll show y'all down here on the ground. This is in the way. All of this here is more bins and more, just more. Oh, this is nice. Look, I didn't even see that. These things, they can stack in there. More of bins. It just has so many bins. It came with 2 power strips. So that's nice. There's a power strip on the back of the cabinet over there for the sewing machine. Power strip on that. Now, even though this thing can close, I'll never close it. I'll always have it open, I'm sure. Some people like to close it up, so they don't have to see their hot mess inside. That's not me, especially because I'm a YouTuber. It's always going to be open, and that forces me to keep it neat too. So, yeah. So I'm very, very pleased with it. I got to tell you guys, the guys from Thumbtack were so nice. These 2 young guys. One was an LVN, and he started making cabinets for their house, the guy who owns the company, and it's Highline Cabinets here in San Antonio, and they're over on the south side. So these guys have known each other. They told me since pre-K, and he was an LVN, and he got out of it during COVID because he didn't like what the hospital was doing and all this other stuff. And he would come home. They had bought a house. He has a 3-year-old and a 2-year-old. These are nice people. Y'all were talking yesterday about having strangers in your house. But if they're on Thumbtack, they do a background check on them. If Thumbtack accepts them as a, somebody they can send to your home, they do criminal background checks on these folks. That's what they told me, because I was like, how's that work, right? Well, anyway, so, but he said he was making cabinets for their first house because they were crazy expensive. His grandfather was a cabinet maker, carpenter, cabinet maker. And he learned that skill from his grandfather. And so he started making their own cabinets for a vanity and this and that. Well, they needed a little extra money, so he made a vanity and it sold right away. And he made 2 more vanities and they sold right away. And then it got to be one or the other, right? And so he just decided during COVID to just leave nursing behind. And so this is somebody who cares for people, and he went into his own business as a cabinet, and now he subs for all these homes down here. You can't throw a rock without hitting a new housing development in my area of the country, for sure. So he's quite busy. But the day before, right before I went on Thumbtack looking for, it's an app, Thumbtack's an app. Right before that, they had a cancellation on something they were supposed to be doing, some cabinet finishing. So it was just great. It was a wonderful experience. I'm like, you guys want some water? Gave them bottled water, fed them lunch. I made spaghetti, and then the 3 of us sat and chatted. Let me show you. I don't have pictures of their faces. Let me pull up my pictures here so I can show you. And they were just so crazy nice. And then they left a clean job site, which is good. We like that. Let me do the full screen here. I'm going to share my screen with y'all. And you can see, there we go. So there they are putting it up, and we'll go to the next one. This was in the beginning. I was just so pleased. And because they're cabinet makers, they were very particular about this gap this gap right here, this would drive a quilter bats if it wasn't right. Okay, so this gap is perfectly level on this right here. And these doors hang perfectly level. They're up there with levels and doing it all. They just did an amazing job. So it's Highline Cabinets. Anybody in my local area need cabinetry or anything like that, give them a call. Great guys. Uh-oh, there's Frito. This was last night. Frito and Donnie were playing. Anyway, but I was very, very pleased. Just wonderful people. So it was a good experience for me using Thumbtack and the crew that came out. And they were very reasonable. So you can't complain about that. Anyway, no, we're not doing giveaway today, Mary. Sorry. Am I doing a giveaway today? Because I said I know I'm not going to be here Friday because I'll be in Tempe. My flight's at 11 something. I got to leave at 9. We might do it. You want to do a giveaway today? I haven't set it up yet. We could. Y'all, I'm busy. You know, last night my brother-in-law tells me, what's your free time? Because my brother-in-law and his herd live in Phoenix, Tempe, Scottsdale. They're all there. I said Thursday. I don't know if Thursday I can do a giveaway. I got it because my flight is at 11 something. It's not 12:45. That's when I land. It's 11 something. So I got to leave here at 9. We finish at 9, you and I. I don't think so. I think we'll have to do it today. Another cup from Glory, just me and 500 of my quilty friends. How nice. I love it. Yeah, so last night he says, when's your free time? And I said, oh, well, of course, Thursday after you pick me up and then at the airport and then Friday night and Saturday night. And then I get a text a little while later. It says, we're having a barbecue Friday night over at one of them's houses. And so that means they'll show in mass with spouses and kids. And it's like 30 people in a house and they're all related because Aunt Becky's coming. So now I'm under a little bit of pressure, you know, maybe bring some stuff for somebody the day before I leave. Isn't that how we do things? You're up for congratulating a lucky winner, Connie. All right, that sounds good. We'll do it. Let me grab something out of the treasure chest here and see what we might give away. I know. Let's see. What about a quilt pattern and a cross stitch pattern? We can do, if you are so interested, this just came in, Foxtrot. We'll do that one. And this was in the Jolly Box, Mistletoe Moments. So why don't we do, hold on, don't do anything yet because I got to set it up, you guys. StreamYard giveaway. Okay, choose a stream. That's the one we're on now. And match the text. Let's do all one word. Okay, hashtag. All one word. Hashtag Foxtrot. US shipping only, please. Hashtag Foxtrot. That is the name of the pattern. So we'll do a giveaway. I'll pop this in the mail. There we go. There's the Foxtrot. So cute. Don't tell her. But I sent, Fat Quarter Shop has a whole kit of this. And it has a really nice little bag that's printed with autumny things and the pattern, the Foxtrot pattern, and a piece of the Aida cloth and all the threads and a Foxtrot needle minder. And it's all a kit. And they have that. And so I sent this. It should get there, I don't know, sometime this week maybe, to Linda, Sunny Fox. She loves all things foxes. She does so much for the channel. And she's such an amazing lady. So I said, I'm sending you something to do in your downtime. So hopefully that gets there pretty soon. I was looking around. I was just going to get her the needle minder and send her this. And then I was like, threads. I don't know if she cross stitches. I don't know. But, you know, we just love her, don't we? So hashtag Foxtrot. All right. Just don't tell her. I don't think she watches this channel in the mornings. If she sees it, it's on a rerun a couple of days later. Okay, so I was like, well, let me put something together and take. And I wanted to talk to you guys. This is about easy, quick gifts. And the easiest, quickest gift that you can do is a, yeah, I love Linda too. I know, she's amazing. She came here on her way to see her daughter, and they stopped, her and her husband stopped, and we did a video on how to make key fobs. That's also a quick and easy embroidered gift. So she came here. Well, what was I talking to you? Where's my table? I don't know where anything is in this room, y'all. Keith said, what are you doing? I said, it's not even going to be fixed until probably next week when I get back. I pulled out, whoops. So I pulled out a bunch of towels. The fastest thing you can do is a towel, a tea towel, right? Who we have? Hi, Vivian. Thank you for joining our channel, my channel for private memberships. Thank you so much. So, and I mean a towel that, and I've got a link below to Amazon with a whole slew of different kinds of towels that you could use, that you buy in a bundle, and then you can make them all up, right? But the very quickest one is one that doesn't have any applique. It has just stitches, and Juju, Designs by Juju, has a bunch of those. And I've linked below in the description box to the design I'm going to make today. I think that was on our thumbnail. I'm going to do a little Christmas cheer mug here with a peppermint and a gingerbread man and some holly. So cute. Okay. And I'm using Juju's Tear Easy Tearaway Stabilizer. With Tearaway Stabilizer, it doesn't all have to come out of all the little bits. If they ever wash the towel, they'll wash away, probably, maybe, I don't know. And another good thing to do is something in our world, embroidery world, which is called a sketch design. See how you can see the white of the paper through all of these stitches? Like in the gingerbread man, you can see the white behind. This is called a sketch design. This is very lightweight, okay? If it has any satin stitching, it looks like it's just in the peppermint and the candy cane and around the outside of the cup. So this is awesome to do on towels, like flour sack towels. If you're going to do it, because it's not super dense, right? So they're kind of quick to stitch out. They don't take very long. And there's no applique. So if you're on a multi-needle, if you've got a multi-needle, this is your go-to super quick Christmas gift. You can put your threads in, set them up in the machine the way you want them to be, and get it done, and just hit the button and let it go. And it'll change the needles and everything for you. And it'll stitch this out in no time. Now, this particular design I printed this out from Embrilliance. So I've got my crosshairs on my page, and I printed this out of Embrilliance. These are all the color stops. And I hit the preferred button in Embrilliance, so it jumped to glide, and it just got all of the glide. It just gave me all the glide thread colors. So I want to give you my process, how I get rolling on this. So I love sketch designs too. You who water soluble for the towels, so they're nice and loose. Yeah, that's a good way to do that too. So this has 23 color stops, right? We're going to do it on the multi-needle. It has 23 color stops. If I had to sit and change my thread 23 times, I don't know. On a single needle, I probably would bypass this design simply because it's so time consuming to change colors. If you don't mind, then go for it, right? I mean, most people have single needle machines. But if you're doing something without applique, you're off to the races with a multi-needle, all right? Now, the only color I could not find was caramel. And so I just grabbed something that was close. When you do a printout, provided your printer is printing colors accurately, just get as close as you can to the thumbnail color chip. Okay, just get as close as you can. And method to my madness. Okay, I have not changed thread 1 on the back of this machine, and we're going to do that, but I want to show you. So as I go through this chart that is printed out from Embroidered, I make a check mark every time I find the color that I'm going to need, and my check mark is out here in the outside of the chip. So it's labeled number 1 is evergreen. So of course that's going to go on spool 1. All right. Now evergreen is also used down here on spool color stop 12. So I put a number 1 right there, and I usually take my little pencil that I put it back and I color that out, the 12, because it's not going to be the 12th one. It's on spool number 1. So I am using here as what color goes on what spool on the back of the machine. Okay, so let me turn this so you can see. So there's all my colors that are on the back of the machine. Most of those are for Enchanted Winter. Now, Keith made me, off of his 3D printer, he made me these little thread racks. So as I'm picking colors, there's my evergreen, spool number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 is, maybe I didn't put anything on 10. My numbers all might be wrong. We'll work it out. Then I have this cool little tray from a company called Laser Bee Studios, and I put a link to them below too. Not affiliated. It's just a good promotion for them because they make amazing things. If you are a Cricut, and if you follow Cass from Clutterbug, a Cricut is a person who every single thing has a place and everything in its place and everything is organized or maybe cataloged or whatever, right? If you're a Cricut, these trays are great from Laser Bee Studios. One of the big problems is, though, that if you buy a tray and it's already marked with the names of colors or whatever, the company will throw out a new color, and now what are you going to do? Or they'll put out a color with a number that's wedged in between two, and now, to me, that's not how I roll. But I have this, these are numbered, I don't know if you can see, they're numbered 1 through 12. Can you see the little number 12 there? So I've got 12 spools here. So this is actually number 11 color stop. Is that right? This is jade, and jade is color stop. Ah! I'm throwing thread everywhere. Color stop number 11. And see the little 1 with a circle around it? My circles around my numbers correspond to the circles that hold my spools that don't fit on the machine. Because 10 was kryptonite, I thought. Yes, color 10 is kryptonite. And that's right here. I got to get my sky. Oh, sky. I tell you, these colors I love the names on the threads for glide thread. They've got all the military. They have Air Force blue or green. They got Marine Corps. They've got Army, Navy. Love it. They have all the wines, Merlot, Chianti, you know, all of that. And there's no way in my organization system here, there's no way in my organization system to put these in numerical order. Only grouping by color is where I'm at now. I'm considering maybe labeling zones up there, right, for wines and trees, and then it would be all different colors, but that tree would be in that zone. I don't know, because let me tell you, it took me an hour to find all these threads. An hour. This is circle number 7 on this one. There we go. Took me an hour. I'm going to have to change my numbering. So anyway, Those wood trays are awesome. So let me show you Laserbee Studios website, y'all. Hold on a second. Let me share my screen. Let me stop sharing. And I want to show you their stuff. Here we go. So Laserbee Studio, you can buy gift cards and whatnot, but here you go. So these trays, and they make them, you know, he's got a bunch of them, but they're wonderful. And this is what I have right here. It's the Embroidery Thread Project Tray Set 1. So it also comes with a mark, a dry erase, and you can write the color that goes right there. I have both of these. I don't know where the other one is. It disappeared in my room somewhere. So Laserbee has tons of stuff, okay, that you can get. Thread storage trays. It's just, they're a wonderful, it's a husband and wife team. And he's got this laser cutter that he cuts all kinds of stuff out of. So go on there, take a look, and help them out, y'all. They're great. But because when you're pulling scads of thread for 23 color stop changes, you've got to have some sort of organization to remember what goes where and where it's at and all of that. So, okay. You group by number. So you're grouping by number in zones too, Rose. Let me see. Oh, hold on a second. I missed it, Rose. I missed it. Yep. Here we go. So you're grouping by number. Okay. You tried grouping by color, but had a hard time finding what I wanted. See, that's it. Yeah. I've also considered organizing them alphabetically, and that's probably going to be the most efficient way to find colors that I want, right? So because I have jade and evergreen, they're very close. I have jade and evergreen, okay? Well, I had to go through every single green spool of thread that I have, physically touch it, pick it up, and look at it to find all of these colors. Evergreen is number 1, and jade is number 11. So if they were filed alphabetically, I would go straight to that, and it'd be easier, I think. Y'all tell me what you think of this. Okay, my brain is working on it now. Okay. If I did it alphabetically, you'd have a jumble of different colors in the A's, say, right? But if you're looking for a particular green that is called alpine, which I've got, it might be the only green in the A's. How about that? And then I would create a little section for military because that's how I roll. You know, something like that. That might be a way I could do that. I have a load more of these racks. I don't know. Let's get back to doing towels, shall we? Yeah, doing them by color is the basic way, but I have to look at every single brown, and I've got 3 trays of brown up there at the top. See them? 3 trays of brown. Who knew there were so many browns? Okay. You sort by color and alphabetically. That's a thought. The problem is a lot of times, though, I've got some browns that look like browns, but it's titled something kind of green. You don't know what the company's going to do. I think alphabetically is the way to go. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, let's pull up this design in the multi-needle, shall we? Well, before we do that, I'm going to do my threads. So, quickest way to do this. Now, when I get to color number after the first 10, when it gets to where it needs to stitch a color that's not on there, I normally will choose 2 pegs to the outside on either side of the machine because they're easiest to reach. If this is backed up against a wall, right now it's just a hot mess in my sewing room. Who knows what's where, right? So these are the ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's not right. I'm missing one. I'm missing one somewhere, y'all. I'm missing one. This is why it takes so long to do this. Evergreen, Bloom, Brittany Blue, White, Garnet, Purple Rose. So far, so good. Oh, Bloom again. That's why. So Bloom is used twice. That's on spool number 2. That's how that got messed up. So now I've got to go back and change all my numbers. So this jade is actually going to be number 10 on spool 10. And then everybody needs to move one over so I can find what I'm looking for quickly. Okay. And then sky blue goes here on 6, and this is number 7. Okay. So I actually have 17 different colors in 23 thread stops. It can hurt your head. Don't do this with wine. Don't do it. Hard enough sober. So, okay. All right. So bottom line, oh, I got to show you guys. I'm going to squirrel for a second. I got my happy birthday card from my granddaughter. She stitched it, Designs by Juju. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my goodness. She gets the house. And then a note from everybody. So nice. So nice. It's awesome. Okay. All right. So I'm going to, these I don't need right now. I'm not going to be loading those on the machine. All right. And these are the ones I need to load. Get the dog biscuits out of the way. I'm going to turn this machine. Where is the cord? Back there on that side. And I think I'm a little close for y'all. So she is sweet. Thank you. She is sweet. She's a sweet kid. Oh my goodness. We're going to turn this machine. And I change these threads the exact same way that I do on the single needle. I just tie a knot on them, okay, and pull it through from the front. So these are all my threads. I'm going to take these, move them over, put them here. Okay. So spool number 1. What I do up here is I will pull out another couple of rounds of thread from the spool to give me a nice long tail and cut. And that gives me enough room to make that knot. I haven't even taken the plastic off these things. Goodness. Okay. Put that on there. Take this tail, tie them together. This is the hard part, y'all, getting the machine prep on these multi-needles. That one's done. Okay. So number 2 doesn't have anything because I used something on it. But now, because these are in the order on that little thread stand or holder that Keith made for me, I don't have to go searching. I know, number 2 is on the number 2 peg. And it just makes life a lot easier when you get to where you're going to be doing a whole bunch of these threads at one time. Okay. So I've got a bunch of different kind of towels. What kind of towels do you guys like to sew on? Leave me a comment in the chat or below the video if you're watching on replay. And if you are watching on replay, thank you. I appreciate that so much. I love my replay crew. A lot of you pop in and go, replay crew here. While you guys are sewing, you just pop on the video and it gives you some stitchy chatter in the background. Very nice. The guys couldn't believe I was a YouTuber. They were full of questions about it too. All right. And I said, you guys ought to set up like 2 or 3 cameras when you're doing a job and then time lapse them. You can put them together and just put it out there for the world to see. It's amazing. There's not enough content on YouTube. We get emails from YouTube all the time encouraging us to more and more content. There's not enough to watch out there, apparently. Not enough to watch. Can't believe it. But the guy in the pink shirt, his wife is a teacher, and she is a whiz at Canva, he says. I don't know Canva yet. I haven't played with it. I use Adobe Express for all my stuff. Okay. See, the thing, once you get this set, then it's just a matter of rehooping a towel and going to the next one. So you could do a bunch of these on a Saturday morning or something. And I'll set the machine, and I put on the Brother Stitch monitor, my Stitch monitor. I'll set the machine and go to the grocery store. And Spanky just is in here, happy, going to town, doing what he needs to do. I'm not even looking. Am I doing this right? Where's my paper? Well, what do I do with my paper? With all the, there it is. Let's see. This is Purple Rose, and Purple Rose goes on, yes, spool 6. Nice. I'm trusting this is correct. So anyway, yeah, now there are a bunch of towel blanks that are better for different purposes than straight stitching like this. Okay, so for instance, if you got a towel that's very busy, like this is a busy towel. This is perfect for applique. You can put, you know, solid colors on it. It's going to look amazing. And I have a whole bunch of towels that are like that. So if you've got towels, not that one, this one right here. So if you've got towels that are busy like this, these are best for applique. You can put on whatever you want, obviously. It's your towel and your design. And then this is from All About Blanks. Okay. Those are good for words or applique. And the busy towels are also very good, what I call busy towels. They've got a pattern on them. They're also very good for words. So if you have a word design, eat, drink, and be merry or something like that, that's perfect for those, okay? But if you're going to do something like this tea thing, the design will kind of get lost in the gingham patterns. So you want to, you know, you could test it, but you know, then that towel would probably be yours if you didn't like it. Another cool tip, if you want to do aprons, which are great hostess gifts, like I'm going for the barbecue. So whoever's on grill, right? They usually have 2 of them. You can get these. You get 3 aprons in a pack. They're super cheap, and you get them at Sam's Club. See, it says members mark on there. These are great. They have them in white and black, and sometimes in gray, depending on what Sam's Club you have near you. But those are wonderful for blanks. They're big, and they fit great. Sometimes the apron blanks that you get, where am I at? You know, from like Michael's or whatever, or Hobby Lobby, those are chintzy, and they don't do well. They're too small, you know, they don't fit. They're really designed for a 10-year-old, it seems. But the blank aprons that you get at Sam's Club are awesome. Heavy duty. These aprons from Sam's can withstand, I've got one that says smoking hot on it, and it's a, I got it at Urban Elements, that design company, and it held up no problem for that. And that's a very dense stitch out, and it held up just fine. It's over in my pantry, hanging in my pantry right now. All right, so here's all 10. Okay. Now I have to decide what spools I'm going to switch out for, you know, 11, 12, 13, 14, and all that. I got to decide all that. Ooh. All right. So now to rethread the machine. Okay. Pretty simple. Come on in. Let's see what we got. Do I use a stronger needle on that apron fabric? No. And Cindy, I just use the regular. Oh, Shannon, thank you for your super sticker, sweetheart. That's very thoughtful. I appreciate that. Okay, there's my design. I'm just going to pop it in and hit set. I'm not ready to do that yet. Let me go back to home and tell it okay. All right, I need to do the needles, and I need to get this out of the way or we're going to have a big mess. All right, so down here on the bottom, okay, they've got a hoop with a couple of needles and right and left arrows. I'm going to tap that. Now what this is how you can rethread the machine. So the default on the machine is the needle is over the number 1 needle hole. Now I'm right-handed, so it's easier for me to work from 10 to 1 versus if I get in here to do number 2, I've got a real high chance of me pulling number 1 out of the needle because my fingers, right? So I'm going to touch number 10 and the head will move all the way over here to 10. All right. On the top of this machine, we've got some guide holes and it has a lever to close them up, but you leave them open when you're changing needle threads because I got to pull that knot through here. And then on these tension discs, when you're looking at them, if you're down like eye level with this disc and these little grid lines, you should be on about number 3. You should see 3 grid lines at eye level because this thing's kind of at a slant. And then my repair guy told me to go around the tension disc twice, and I've had 0 problems. Okay. All right. So I'm going to just grab the thread out of the needle of number 10 and pull it toward me until I get the knot. Okay, there it is. And then there is a, this is thread the needle button right here. It's going to put a tiny little hook through the needle. And then I just use my finger and make sure it goes through the prongs and around that little foot. And then it pulls the thread up into a needle bar and keeps that tail up out of the way. Okay, and I go to 9 and grab it. There it is. See, being right-handed, it's just easier for me to go 10 to 1 versus 1 to 10. There it is. Under the prongs and the little foot and thread. Not so hard. All About Blanks has stuff like this too. That's a great little Hostess gift. These are great for applique. Okay. The one I'm going to do today is a white towel. Next, 7. So yeah, it can take an hour just to get threads chosen, machine rethreaded, depending on the design you're doing. I mean, 6. These multi-needles are great, but you know, there's a process to them. Whereas on a single needle, you can just sit down and get going. And I know a lot of you only have a multi-needle. You don't have single needles. And when people ask me which, you know, what should I get? Again, buy the most machine that you can afford that has a camera if you can get it. And this machine does. But, and it's wireless as well. Okay. So I tried to move the head because I got out of sequence and it said, no, no, you've got a hook going through that needle. Don't do it. Number 4. Buy the most needles you can afford. Okay. Now, if you are fairly comfortable with learning new things, all right. See, I just did it again because I'm talking. There was a lady at the All Brands. She was there. I was at a class or something, an event. And she was looking at All Brands in San Antonio. She's retired military. and she wanted to get herself a multi-needle, and she was looking at the 6 needle. And I looked at her, I said, you know, what'd you do? She's a smart cookie. she was looking at the 6 needle, and I said, don't do it. Don't do the 6 needle. You will outgrow that in about 5 minutes, and you'll be upset that you didn't get the 10 needle. If you, like Sunny, Linda Fox, she has a 15 or 17 needle, one of those fancy, what do you call them, like a Toshiba or something. She's got one of those Japanese machines. My friend Carolyn Poley, who just passed from Jelly Rolls to Go, she had a 17 needle. It had all those funny looking spring things hanging all over the machine to keep the threads from getting tangled at those super high speeds. It's threaded. There we go. So there we go. Boom. You're right there. Bought a 6 needle in February and already wish I had the 10. That is it. Don't have needle envy. That's a real thing for you multi-needle. You know, if you're considering getting a multi-needle, lot of different models out there, lots of different models. I did not care for the Janome MB7 because it doesn't have the needle plus minus to be able to get back to the exact stitch where you need to start. I could not find that for the life of me. I even talked to a repairman about it. I was like, where? And he said, no, you just have to go back to the beginning of that color number. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. I don't want that heavy a stitch. So, you know, there's a lot of different things about multi-needles. Do I wish I had more needles being limited to just 10? Limited to just 10. It would be more convenient if I had 17, but even 17 is not enough, right? So the interface that I have here on this machine is really, really close to what's on my Luminaire. It even has Design Center down here. So you can create your own stuff, which is really nice. It has a camera. So those bells and whistles outweigh not having, you know, industrial number of threads. So you watched my video from 8 months ago on making an Brilliance name tag. Any changes to my procedures or stabilizers? No, that name tag was actually designed by Linda Shaw. Okay. Oh, geez, I just dropped my key. Whoops. Hold on a second. I just threw it around. All right. I need to, let's get this hoop in. And then I can tighten it up where it needs to go. All right. So I have some of Juju's Tear Easy in the hoop here. I'm going to in a second anyway. Take this. Come here, you. Everything's falling around here. I can't believe I'm doing this video this morning when my room is in such an uproar. Oh my gosh. Y'all, I'll have it. I might get it in some semblance of order today. But again, I'm thinking about one whole section just for Lori Holt. One whole section just for, I'm floating my towel, y'all. One whole section just for, you know, like Corey Yoder and Kimberbell. Is this crooked or is it straight? Straight. Okay. There. That's a good hooping. How about that? Ta-da. All righty. So this arm has a number A or letter A on it. You get 2 arms, an A and a B. And this side over here is the one that moves. I'm going to slip this right in here. I can just see now. Some of y'all are going to be at a Brother dealership looking at this machine. And the salesperson is going to say, let me show you how to do this. And he'll be like, I got this. I've seen Becky do it 10 times. I've had Brother dealers tell people, there's a video that Power Tools with Red put out there. Go watch her. If you ever get the dreaded switch to a bigger hoop error, it's probably because your little thumb screw, not the one to the outside, but the one to the inside came loose. It doesn't know where it's at. So the Racoma, that's a good one. Yeah. Yeah, the Ricoma's a good machine. Okay, so I have my printout, right? I can pop this out. I have this little towel. It's a nice little towel. Now, a couple of different ways you can do this. You can be fancy schmancy. And if you think the person's going to fold it, you know, with the outside in like this, and then like that over the arm of or over the handle of an oven or a drawer or something, that'd be fine. And you can center it here. I'm lazy. And so on this towel, and if it has a tag, be sure that's at the bottom or on the, you know, it's on the back. You want the tag on the back. So this is the side that needs embroidered. I'm going to fold mine like this, just in half, and like this. So I'm going to put mine right here on the front quarter as opposed to centered. It's just easier that way. And see how I have a nap? So we have to have topper. All right. So I'm going to find center where I want to put this. So I know this is how I'm going to have it folded. Okay. That looks fine to me. It's fairly square. Okay. And I'm going to take my little paper design. Now, I can center this, which is fine, or I can drop it a little bit lower, which I actually kind of like better. It is completely up to you. Completely up to you. But I'm looking at the design and I'm just eyeballing it. I'm not even going to measure it because why, right? So I already pre-folded my paper. So I'm going to fold this up. There's my center horizontal, and there is the fold. I'm going to fold it back over here. Okay. Now I have a dime Target sticker. You can use dime stickers. You get 250 of them. They're pretty nice. They don't leave a residue on your project. Or you can get a garage sale price tag over at the dollar store, whatever you want. Just put an arrow on it so you know which way is up. And I'm going to put it so that it's 1/4 of the sticker. All right. So here's what it looks like. Just like that. So now I know it's right. How easy was that? Okay. Pretty simple. All right. You're leaving for the airport? Midge, I'm going to see Midge in class. Okay. So I'm going to put this. Now, when you bring a design in, it may have it right. It might have it turned one way or the other. If designs are going to be one way or the other, what I do in my mind is I decide which way, if it's going to be horizontal instead of vertical or whatever, make sure that I like the head of my design always over here on my left. I don't know why. Maybe because I read from left to right. I don't know. Okay. So here, let's use the hoop mat again. Okay. To make my life easy so I don't have to do this 3 times. And does this, where'd my little paper go? I think it'll fit straight up, but I don't think I want to, yeah, it'll fit straight up, but I really want to stitch it like that. I don't, it's just going to be easier with the rest of the towel is going to hang over here. Okay. Midge is my Uber to my class. We're staying in the same hotel. I'm not getting there though until Thursday. She's leaving today. She's going a day early. All right. So this is the dime hoop mat. These are on sale. I've got a link below to all of the dime products that are on sale. And I'm going to, because I put the little stickers on here, I'm going to find 0 center. Pretty close. PDC, right? Pretty darn close, according to Christine Connolly. I believe that's her last name, Christine. Okay. So now I can take my thumb on this and just put it approximately. It doesn't have to be exact because the design is smaller than this. But see how if I had it turned where it was going this direction, I'd have all this towel in the back moving around back there. I don't want that. I want it like this. Okay. That's how I want it. So where are my sew tights? Somebody tell me where they went. I need my magnets. Let's see. I see my magnet stand. And there they are. Okay, that'll work. Give me a couple of backing pieces here. Okay, this will work. Now the only magnetic portion in this on the bottom is the needle plate. So I need to make sure that these are nowhere near the needle plate. Okay. So I can put them over here in the corner. I can put them out here in the outside corners. All right. And we should be fine. I only have 3 bottoms. Now, how I do this is normally what I do is I take a magnet and I just kind of set it. Let me see, I'm going to do it like right here. Okay. And the top has the magnet. I'm going to put this right here. Okay. Let me fold my towel up and I just kind of go over it there and it caught. That's cool, huh? Very cool. Smooth it out. I'm not straight. My towel's not straight. Let's get my towel straight so it's not wonky on there. Okay. I'm going to put my magnet right about there. Or but the backing, I'm sorry. And then take my magnet. Okay. There. Woo, that's easier than pins. Y'all, I've got a coupon down below. What brand needles do I prefer? The ones I have on this machine are from Dime. They say EBBR, but these are organ needles marketed by Dime. That code right there, that EBBR stands for embroidery, and it's the HAX1LE. These are the needles. They're fantastic. If I've broken one, it's my fault, not the machines. So that's what I use. These Brother machines are timed, and Baby Lock are timed at the factory with organ needles. Okay. And again, Dime is having a big Black Friday thing. I've got a link to it below. If you use my link, I appreciate it. Okay. So over here, I'm just going to set this right there. And I'm going to put this right here. Whoop. Gosh, we're already done. Our hour is up. Look at that. There it is. I got to get it out of the way. And then before I get going on this, y'all, I'm going to flip this over and tape those backings to the back of the stabilizer so that they don't come off. And that'll keep everybody nice and secure and happy. All right, let's do our giveaway, y'all. Some of y'all got to go. Hashtag Foxtrot, last call. I've got a, from the Fat Quarter Shop. Thank you, Fat Quarter Shop. Foxtrot pattern for cross stitch. How much were the pack of the aprons from Sam's? I think they were like $11 or $12, Pam. And then I have Mistletoe Moments. This was in the 2025 Jolly Box from Fat Quarter Shop. All right. U.S. shipping only, please. All right. Let's do this. Oh, gosh. I didn't check to make sure it was collecting. And it is. Awesome. Draw 488, 492. Okay. Let's do this. All right. Share screen. And here we go. And draw. All right. I got to find another backing while that's doing that. I want to give a little bit of a delay because I'll announce it while it's still spinning. That I've done that before. Oh, you guys, I feel like I'm in a treasure hunt here. Hey, Judy Sonnenberg, congratulations. That's awesome. Judy, send me an email, powertoolswiththread@outlook.com. And let me know where you'd like me to mail these. I'll be happy to get them to you. Please let me know within 24 hours. This time tomorrow, I'm getting ready to leave. So at that, if I don't hear from you, then I will choose the person who came up right before you. Okay. Awesome. Congratulations, Judy. That's great. Thank you guys so much for spending your time with me. If you want, I'm going to continue here. Some of you have to go. I get it. So I really appreciate you. And I won't see you until Monday because I'm leaving tomorrow and then teaching on Friday and Saturday in Tempe. All right, y'all. So I'm going to stay here and keep going. So if you guys want to follow along, you can. All right. Otherwise, the rest of you go sew something. Okay. So I've got one more sew tight I need to put on. For these multi-needle designs, I love these. The sew tights are perfect because on the single needle, if you can make sure, okay, that the magnet is not going to go anywhere over your needle plate, which is metal. I wish Brother would make those, where is it? Non-metallic. If they could use a product that wasn't metallic. Oh, I'm way down here. Hold on. There we go. All right, let's switch back. There we go. And yeah, Harriet, clear your screen. Yeah, I'm on it. Okay. Can't see what I'm doing. Okay, so I was just putting that last magnet on the back. Okay, so we are good here. And now I got to find my tape. Where's my tape? Okay. All right. So I'm going to turn this over. See how this magnet back, it kind of wants to jump up here. I don't want it to jump up. I want it right here. So I'm just going to tape it and make sure it stays where it needs to. We don't need any of that. That is not good. You will break a needle. Oh my gosh. I've done it. Old Spanky, he took it like a champ. He's like, please don't do that again. My tape wasn't quite long enough here on this one. All right, so now I know these are not going to move. I don't want them to move. And I know that these are outside. My paper, did it fall? I thought it did. These are outside of my, well outside, not kind of outside, not just a little bit outside, but well outside of my stitching area, okay? Okay. These are the standard sew tights, okay? And they work just fine. We're talking, Betty Boop's talking about the strength of them. So if you're doing this on a single needle, you definitely want to use the standard sew tights, okay? The HDs, the blue ones, the darker blue ones, will grab a hold of something much easier that it's not supposed to than these light aqua, the original aqua colored ones. And then the little, Betty Boop's right, the little light ones are not strong enough to hold through the towel, okay? Now I got to program my machine. The thing is though, once it's programmed, I'm done and I can do repeat, repeat, repeat on these. Okay, what's going on? Let me see. Yes, this is an 8x12 hoop. Yes. Betty Boop's got one of these machines. She was over here and she saw mine. She said, I have to have it. Okay. Oh, my husband bought a Harley Davidson yesterday. He got a black on black, no chrome, trike. Can he drive it with his wing all dinged up? No, doesn't matter. He's happy. It'll be delivered in a couple of days. They're bringing it out to us, which is nice. So who sells sew tights? The company is called Sew Tights, SEWTITES. I have got a link to them below and a coupon code for 10% off. They are an investment, I'll tell you that. But these little ones right here, a pack of these, there's like 5 of them to a pack. They're not bad. They're pretty reasonable for for this purpose. And if you use my link, I appreciate it. Okay, so I need to get this design up and then get it centered. And this is how you do it on this fancy 10 needle. Okay, I'm going to bring up the design. So we've got, designs that are in the machine when you bought it. We've got frames and there's a buttonhole and lettering, fonts, frames, all of that. This is the memory line right here. So you can get a design from inside the machine, from a USB. You might be cabled to your computer, wireless, and then the cloud. So I'm going to go wireless. Send it over here wirelessly. I'm going to bring it up and hit set. Okay. Now here's where I rotate. And I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees this way. That's the way I always like the head of my design over here to my left. And I'm going to tell it okay. And edit end. But before I do that, there's a camera right here. And I'm going to scan. Okay. The camera is right under this light. And it's going to look for that little yellow target sticker. Am I going to get the new Brother 10 needle? No, Lucy, I'm not. The design is from Designs by Juju. It is Christmas set 1. I have it linked below in the description box under featured items. Okay. I can't see the sticker. I can't see the sticker through the design. How about that? Let's get in here and take a look. We're all done with the giveaway. Sorry. We did that at 9 o'clock. Okay. I can barely see a yellow thing right there. So I'm going to go, I'm just going to use these little wrong way. Jog buttons. Nope. I feel like I'm going the wrong direction. I feel like I'm jumping past it. Let me go a little higher. There we go. I can barely see the center of the yellow. A little bit higher. Wrong way. Y'all, that's close enough for government work as far as I'm concerned. I can't seem to get this crosshair in the middle of that yellow dot. There we go. I have to not be so heavy on the movement. Whatever. I'm going to hit edit end. Maybe I can do it better with the camera this way. So now we're almost to the embroidery. It's close enough. I think it'll look fine, right? Move the design down a little bit. See, it feels like it's going the wrong way. It's like the yellow keeps moving and I can't get to it. Okay, I'm going to go threads first. I'm going to do this in the embroidery mode, maybe. Hit my threads. Okay, 1 of 23. What are we doing? So easy enough. Spool number 1 is 1. We have no applique, so I don't have to use the hand to tell it to stop or anything like that. So 1 through 10, I think. No. Number 7, down here, these are the color stops. Well, you can't see that. Let me back out. Okay. These are the color stops. These numbers right here correspond to the needles or to the spools on the back of the machine. There's your preview. There's your color, your thread color stop count. This hand is to make it stop so you could do applique. We have a do not stitch and an okay. So color stop number 1 is spool number 1. Color stop 2 is spool number 2, and so on until we get down to color stop number 7. That is also spool number 2. So now we've gotten off track. All right. So the next one is number 7. And this is going to go a lot quicker because I have numbered these already on my little paper. And I'm off by 1, so I have to pay attention to that. You guys help me out. All right. So color stop 8 is 7. Color stop 9 is 8. Color stop 10 is 9. 11 is 10. Okay, so there's the first 10 needles. Now, color stop 11 is also spool number 1. Okay. Let's see. No, I'm sorry. Color stop 11 is spool number 10, and that's what I had. And then 12 is color number 1, the evergreen again. Evergreen here, evergreen here. Now, if I want to stitch this Merlot, because it's not over here anywhere, I have to tell the machine to stop. So on number 12, before it stitches is that right? Before it stitches number 13, I'm going to touch 13. There's 13. Tell it to stop. Now, the easiest spool for me to get to are out here. This is how I go through this, okay? The easiest ones to get here are out here. So I need my pencil, wherever that is. It was over here, and it's been buried. I had it here. I was writing, and it's gone. I'll just use this. Okay. Y'all, my room is a mess. Okay. There is a way to set your preferred thread. Yep. All right. So color stop number 13 is going to be spool number 10. Now let me see. Spool number 10 is evergreen. I'm sorry, jade. Is jade used anywhere else here? Yes, it's used down here. Okay. So I'm going to make sure this is 10. So I can't use number 10 because I'm going to use that color again, and I don't want to change that thread color out again. So Merlot, then this will be spool number 9. Number 9, what's that? 9 is kryptonite. Kryptonite is used again, so I can't use 9. Number 8, spool number 8 is willow, and willow is not used again. So Merlot will go on number 8 when it comes time. Okay, this is how. Recheck number 11. Okay, I will. Number 11 was this one right here. No, that's 12. Oh, hold on. 10, 11. 11 is jade, and that's spool number 10. Yes, that's correct. Yep, looks like it's correct. This is 12. 12 is evergreen, so that's spool number 1. Okay. So I've got the stop. I've got to put a stop right there. Before it stitches 13, I need to take Merlot and put it on spool number 8. Okay. And when it's stopped for me to do spool number 8, garnet is on spool number 5. That one's already threaded. Pink. Pink is not anywhere else in here. So I'm going to put pink on spool number 7. Is that right? Yes. We're going backwards. Spool number 7. Okay. Caramel is going to go on spool number 6. I'm going to change these all when I get to color number 8. When I get to color stop 13 and the machine is stopped, now I'm going to go rethread all of the ones that are not going to be used again. And it's the first time. So the olive drab is going to go on spool number 5. Brunette will go on 4. Brunette is not used elsewhere. White is already on, white's on number 4. I can't do that. Brunette will have to go on 3. 3 is Brittany blue. Okay, we'll put that on 3. White is already on 4. Sky will go on spool number 2 is bloom. That's not used again. Jade is already on 10. Kryptonite is already on 9. And autumn is going to go on spool number 1. So when I get to color stop 13 now, okay, when I get to color stop 13, I'll change all of these. These circles correspond now to the ones on the back of the machine that I'm going to switch out. So it's like halfway through, I'm going to change out most of my colors. But that's how you do that. Okay. So now now that I've got this down right, color stop 13 is spool number 8. 14 is 5. 15 is 7. 16 is 6. because you have to program this first. You can't just go one at a time. Okay, 17 is spool number 5. 18 is spool number 3. 19 is white, that's number 4. 20 is 2. 21 is number 10, which is the jade. 22 is number 9, kryptonite, that bright green. And 23 is spool number 1. And that's it. I'm done. I'm going to tell it okay. So I only had to tell it to stop one time. That's how you go through. I leave black and white on 6 usually too. Yeah, I don't even have black in this design though. I'm going to run the camera one more time, just to check. It's centered. I mean, it's so close. It's good enough for horseshoes and hand grenades. I'm going to leave it. Okay. I need a piece of topper on here. My scissors. My rotary cutter's buried over here somewhere. I need a piece of topper. You need topper. You don't need topper if you're doing a flour sack towel because it doesn't have a nap, but you do need it on something with a nap so that the threads don't get buried down in, especially on these sketch designs. Okay. And just leave it on there until it's time to go. This is that new topper from Bro Thread I found. Oh, I love it, y'all. It comes off so easy and it holds up well. Okay. Very nice. It's not super expensive. I like it. All right. And I'm on Designs by Juju's Easy Tear. See my tags down here? That's going to be at the bottom when it's folded. That's good. And I'm done. I'm ready. So, embroidery, we're ready. All right. Oh, I got to put in a drop of oil, y'all. We're going to do some serious embroidery today. I've got a full bobbin. That's a Filtech magnetic bobbin. And I need to put just a drop of oil. Usually if I'm doing, it says to do it every day, and that's under the assumption you've got like major embroidery happening. Just doing those little borders I did yesterday, that was not heavy work on this machine at all. Don't forget to put your bobbin back in, or you're going to have to take the whole thing apart and fix it. How do I know that? You're going to get a needle error and all kinds of stuff. That's it. We're ready. Okay. So this says it's going to take half an hour to stitch out. Now, this is probably where it's truthful. On a single needle, it says 36 minutes. Double that for timing. Don't think, can I use Mylar on those sketch designs? Yes, you can. Matter of fact, that would be pretty. Yeah, that'd be real pretty. If you want to use Mylar, like if I was to do it on the inside of the cup, right? Yeah, I don't know that I would want it in the leaves, but maybe just the inside of the cup to sketch that. That would be pretty. To highlight the cup. Make it look like glass. That'd be really pretty. Before it started stitching, you'd have to figure out where you wanted it to stop. If you want it, unless you want to do the whole thing, that's the easiest. You can. You got to figure out where to tell the machine to stop so you can put the Mylar down, and then tell the machine to stop so you can pull it off. So right now it's doing these evergreen leaves that are behind the cup.
So I wouldn't need it. That's a good idea. I like that. You guys are full of good ideas. Yes, Karen's got it. So thank you. I swirled. Double the time for single needles, and that takes into account your thread color changes that you have to do one by one. For applique, triple your time because you have to pull the hoop and trim or iron or whatever it is you got to do. So if it tells you 36 minutes, the only time that's pretty close to true is the actual stitching time on a multi-needle machine. Because that 36 minutes is not a guesstimate from the digitizer. Will the Mylar wash okay in a towel, Chris? Yes. I did it was National Margarita Day. I did a video of that, and I put Mylar behind that margarita glass, and I've washed it. I can't tell you how much lime juice I've gotten on that thing. And I've washed it many times, and it holds, no problem. So, and the Mylar I used was, I think I got it at the dollar store. And you can use 2 layers of it if you want. You just got to make sure. They're kind of a pain to pick away the edges of them. Just a little bit of a pain. Okay, so that would be behind it. Now, yeah, that looks good. So what it's doing right now is the pink inside of the cup. I'm not going to Mylar it. I'm just going to let it go. Again, this is quick and easy. The name of the design is down below in the description box, Deborah. It's right under featured items. It's Designs by Juju Christmas Set 1. What it is. Okay. I've got links to the design and the stabilizer. And I've got sew tights down there as well. Everything. Can I show a close-up of my tension knobs? You're struggling with the tension on yours. Sure. Happy to do that for you, Hope. Let me bring this down a little bit. I'm going to show you the angle you got to look at, okay? It's kind of an angle of the dangle thing here. See how it's angled there? Let's get right up. You want to get at eye level on those things. So I have to scooch down. You want to see 3, where are we at? You want to see 3 lines, okay? Above you want to see 3 lines above the gray cup bottom there. That seems to be a perfect tension. This is glide thread, glide isocord. Well, I don't know if you can see 3. I see 3. Hold on. Let me get you up. Can you see 2? Hold on. Let me see what you see. Yeah, so at eye level, the edge of this gray is right even with that 3rd line. There's 2 above it and even, and they're all like that. You can see this one here is like that too. And this, yeah, maybe this one. Yeah, you see that. So that's good. And my technician told me, loop the thread around it twice. Okay. What about a link to the new topper? Yeah, that's in my Amazon store. You're welcome, Hope. I hope you can get that straight. Oh, you're sweet. She says I'm sweet and helpful. It's early. All right, you guys, I'm going to let Spanky finish doing his thing, and I'll probably take this. I got a bunch of them I got to make, and I can't make one different. So a bunch, like 8, right? So I'm going to be working on these probably all day. But now that everything is all set and ready to go, I can just swap these out. And Spanky's doing his thing. And it's turning out beautiful. Very pretty. All right, you guys. I love y'all. I will not be here tomorrow or Friday. And I got to fly tomorrow, and I'll be teaching on Friday and Saturday. What is the drink supposed to be? Peppermint tea. Let's go with that. I don't know. Cranberry tea. Cranberry with a peppermint stick? I have no idea. So another close-up of the stitching? Sure. Absolutely. Let's get down here. See, these sketch designs get into the shading. No. Whoop, wrong way. Look how pretty that is. Hold on. Going the wrong way. Juju does great stuff. See how that topper's not coming apart? That's good. It's good stuff. It's going to be beautiful. Yeah. I don't like topper where I pull it apart and it leaves little pokies sticking out of the thread. That is so annoying. So, all right, you guys. I'll see you on Monday. Love y'all. Go sew something. Bye.